Hi everyone, and welcome to Two-Player Quest, where I help you on your quest to find the best two-player board games for you. In today's video, we have Heroes of Tenefyr by Broken Mill. In Heroes of Tenefyr, you play as a group of heroes, fighting in different dungeons to defeat monsters and eventually defeat the boss. You play as one of the many classes, or in some cases play several classes in one character, and you gain their special skills to defeat these monsters. But how many players do you want to play this game? Is it better with 2 or is it better with more? Let's find out! Heroes of Tenefyr is a game for 1 to 4 players that plays in 60 minutes according to the box, and I would say that can be correct, but we've also played sessions that took 2 hours. It's somewhere basically between an hour and 2 hours at the pace that we play. We do like to stretch things out a bit, but in general, an hour to 2 hours is what I would say. It's at a 2.26 on BoardGameGeek for complexity, so it's a relatively easy game to play, and it is a medium luck game. A lot of it depends on the cards that you draw, so your hand. If these are in your favour the whole time, then that is very good for you. If they are not, you won't be winning this game. And another part is the monster cards. These are also drawn at random, so if there is a card that you need and it's not in the game, that can make the game a lot harder than if it is. So this is what the setup of a 2-player game can look like. On the left here, we have the different monsters, they're separated by level. Then we have the different dungeons. So dungeons level number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We have our boss at the top, our turn tracker at the top there, and on the other side is the other player. Now here we have this player's deck and special ability card. The player's special ability card is shuffled into their deck. For every dungeon you can see the reward you get and the monsters that are in the dungeon. You enter one of the dungeons, and once you've finished and thus killed all the monsters in that dungeon, you would gain the reward. We chose this dungeon with this monster and this reward. So on the monster card, the top monster card, you can see how much damage it needs depending on the players, its name and the ability it has, plus the level. So the orc says at the start of the combat, each player discards the top card from their deck. So you place the top card from your deck to your discard pile. When it is your turn, you'll draw the top 3 cards from your deck, look at them, and choose whether you want to keep this hand. Now, I have 2 zeros and 1 1, which isn't going to be enough to defeat 4 in 2 players. So I'm going to keep drawing. Now I have 2 1s. I think the other player can grab 2 1s as well, so I will keep this hand. Once the other player has done enough damage, so in this case that is 2 extra damage, this one will go into the hand of the player that killed it, but then the other way around. And then you can see the special ability that this card has. So this is now Quick Strike, it does 1 damage, and you may draw 1 extra card. So that then goes into the discard pile of the player who killed it. And you keep going until either this pile is empty and you gain a reward, or until you decide to leave the dungeon, which means you don't get the reward. But then but once you've left, you can turn around the top card again, as you always see the top card of a dungeon. After you've left a dungeon or completed the dungeon, you move your pawn 1 step closer. You can choose when you want to fight the boss, but you must fight the boss if ever you end at the boss symbol. Then you grab the boss deck and fight the boss the same you would as any other dungeon. Teaching this game to new players is really quite easy. It will maybe take you 5 to 10 minutes to teach this game to new players, so you can get going very quickly. If you're looking for a relatively easy and quick push your luck dungeon delver deck building game, then this could be an excellent fit. It's really easy to bring to the table, you don't need much room, and for us it is a fantastic travel game. So we have played this game at an airport on one of those small airport tables, because what you see in front of me at the moment is a lot of it can sort of be put away temporarily, or at least placed aside temporarily, to play it in a lot less room. So that's one of the things we really like about the game, is how easy it is to take with us, and just the joy that this game brings. If you're looking for a shortish board game that feels like you've been playing a long board game, then this is also an excellent fit. We really like this game. The deck building aspect is nice because in comparison to some other deck building games, you can actually deck build in this game. There are ways that you can get rid of your cards. There are ways that you can swap cards with other players. So that's something that's really nice and properly deck building about this game. Once you kill a monster, it goes into somebody's deck, the person who kills it. So that's just, in general, a nice way of doing it, we found. As I said before, we really enjoy this game for traveling. It always goes on holiday with us because sometimes you just have an hour or two to kill, whether it be because it's bad weather outside, or you're stuck at an airport or somewhere else. It's very good for travel, and that's one of the reasons we really like it. On top of that, there are different difficulty levels that you can choose. It has easy, medium, hard, and even then you can sort of play with different characters. There's an epic mode as well. So it definitely brings a lot of different monsters, different difficulties, and a lot of interesting facets to the game. If you can, I would certainly recommend getting the expansion. It's not very expensive, it adds good characters, adds extra monsters, extra bosses. It is really worth it, I would say. But in general, this is a game that I would recommend. It's a great game. Heroes of Tenefyr plays very well at basically every player count. One of the main differences is the HP, so how much HP a monster has. But that makes sense. There's more people to defeat it, there's more people to do damage, so it needs to have more HP. Now, one difference that I can say about having more or less players, when you play with less people, you're going to have more cards in your deck, because every monster that is killed goes to someone's deck. So if there are less people to kill the monsters, you are going to get bigger decks. That's just common sense, I believe. But some of the character-specific skills, so some of the class skills, are better with more players than they are with less. The cleric, for example, gives 2 cards back to everybody, if I'm not mistaken. And now, but everyone but himself. So if you're playing with 2, then that gives one person 2 cards back. Whereas if you were with 4, that would give you 6 cards back in total. So it's all swings and roundabouts, basically. But I would most definitely say that this game is 2-player approved, but certainly very good with more as well. And that brings us to the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching our review of Heroes of Tenefyr. If you want to see another one of my reviews, click up here. If you have any comments, feedback, or suggestions, put them in the comments below, and I look forward to seeing you next time on 2-Player Quest.